Yes, boss. It's your boy, International Killz, otherwise known as My Name is Ike Choco. And I had to take it back for that as the original, as an Igbo boy. Because my guest today is an original Igbo boy. In fact, he is the original that Igbo boy. Okwa. Do you understand? This man hails from the East, but came into the rap game from abroad, stomping into the country, almost in a very, very similar manner as Killz himself, and scattered the airwaves, even though he had ties to this country through the likes of in the Thorobreds and the rest of them. The guy came through as a Thoroughbred, but solo. Destroying mics left and right, becoming the godfather and the chapo of the rap game. If you don't know yet what I'm talking about a man that was so successful with his rap career that they had to snatch him into Nollywood and label him Odogu Malay. If you don't know who I'm talking about yet, una dey play. He goes by the name Illbliss.
No.
Yes, boss.
You need to go to Kenya later one day. I'm going to attend. Okalamma. Good to see you, man.
No.
Thank you for having me on your show. Bless. I had to get up and hail you specially, man. That intro was heavy, though.
Thank you, my dog. And guess what? I'm gonna take the glasses off too for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I gotta look in your eyes.
Yeah, you want me to take mine off?
No, you keep yours on. You're Illbliss. So.
Okay.
It's Goretti.
I might take it off at some point.
I'm sure you will. Well, let the alcohol settle in. After all, it is drinks with Killz, right?
True.
Brother.
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure. And it's also a privilege to have you on this show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for gracing me with your presence.
Thank you so much.
After all, you are Odogu Malay.
Thank you so much. And I'm sorry I pulled up a bit late. When I was passing, I passed what's it called? Civic Center. And I'm like, Killz has brought me here in recent times. You understand? And I just kept moving, Lagos traffic and all, but I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of this show. From the very first edition, right from NATO's to Vectors to MIs to the bands to everybody to Bovi.
Yeah.
Talking marking wise, crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's been a run.
It's been a good run so far, man. And I really appreciate everybody who has shown some love and support, for Drinks with Killz. And that also includes you. You've been there, you've been giving the go, even though you haven't been present here, you've been very present in the journey. And I appreciate you, bro.
And before we kick off, listen, brands, this is a public service announcement. Brands, the liquor brands, the beer brands, put your money on drinks with Killz. Without your money, let's flip it properly, man. This is where all the realest conversations in this space, this is where it goes down.
You're about to turn this to a bidding war.
Oh, yes. No, but don't worry. They'll bring the money. We know how the brands get. They want you to create first, so we've created. So they're counting the money now.
Yes,
so they're sending it real soon.
Well, plenty investor. God. So, bro.
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself. Tell us your government.
Yeah. Okay. My government names are Tobechukwu Melvin Ejiofor. Yeah. We already did all the AKAs.
We already did all the AKAs.
Yes, yeah, but
Igbo boy from what state?
From Imo State. From
Imo State.
Yes. Nkwere.
Hey, God.
Yes, so
we're bloodier than we know.
Oh, yes, my brother. You didn't know that? Just right after me, bro. That's then you get to Nkwere. A Ejiofor Onuchukwu compound. Yeah.
So how did you actually, I don't think you and I have ever had this conversation, even though we're very close.
Yeah.
How did you start rapping? Like how did that begin for you?
Killz is crazy. My older brother, Muna, his name is Muna Chimso. So.
That's yo.
Oh yeah.
Yo.
My brother asked me the same question.
Yo.
Are you getting married to her?
That was just deep. You just blew my mind. But for most of you that don't know what just happened just now, my guy just told me that his senior brother's name is actually his wife's name.
Killz, I can't forget the
You marry your brother?
Yes.
Wow.
I went to my mom and I told her.
Different. Okay, yeah, you married your brother. I was going to try and reverse it, but no, I can't. Yes, you did.
I told my mom, Mommy, in Igbo is I found to marry. And she's like, okay, what's her name? I say Monachi. So she didn't talk to me. She was cutting something.
She thought you were cracking a joke.
Yeah, and then she was like, you've come again with all this because I never gave, like my mom, I always say to myself, I'm never going to give you a chance to choose who I'm going to marry because you're going to probably look for somebody that's next to perfection, you know? So I just told her, I said, we're getting married soon. I'm already, and she said, so she has your brother's name. Is that the attraction? Did you look well? Did you, where is she from? And then, so I'm like, no, mom, I have it all on check. She's great family. I mean, she still went ahead and did all her checks. As an
Igbo mother would do.
Yes. Send his uncle and find out if there is madness in their family. Find out if they're still in their family. Find out if they're educated in their family. And she got all that information and then came back. So it was crazy because even when I met wifey, I'm like, I didn't tell her about the sameness in the name. I started dating and everything, and it just blew her mind. So
that's dope. That's dope. That's
story.
Dope.
My brother Munachim brought back a tape, a Maxell tape, 90-minute Maxell tape, and said, that he just went to we grew up in Enugu. We grew up in Coal City, Enugu. And
Maxell XL90.
Yes, absolutely. You're from that era, so you know the tapes. So he had made a tape in the local record store, and he came back and said, yo, play this. There's some things I want you to hear. So I played it. The first record I heard was Paid in Full by Eric B. and Rakim.
Yes.
You know, thinking of a master plan. You know, I danced to the record down. And then after that, the next record was Queen Latifah.
UNITY.
No, it wasn't even UNITY. It was Ladies First, featuring Money Love.
Yeah. And big record. Big women's empowerment record.
Absolutely. And then I went on and on. I kept listening to. I had never heard anybody. Then Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rob. It takes two to make a single, right? So I'm like, okay. Then I found out it wasn't like the typical pop records. You know, like New Edition, like Guy, like Levret, all that stuff we were hearing when we were growing up. It was, these guys were talking rapidly on the beat. And I just liked the style. I didn't know how they were achieving that, but he gave me the tape and said, the side B has some other records as well. So you go ahead and listen. So I started to cram the records. I started to cram the lyrics to the song. I got half of it wrong, you know, but half of it, I could pen it down. So before you know it, I could rap to all those records, you know. And then after a while, I started going to the stores myself. And then I'll ask them, okay, so are there other records that sound like this? What is it called? And the DJ will be like, oh, it's called rapping. I'll be like, okay, can I have more rapping records on a tape? You know, and then from there, he opened me into like a totally different world of music, you know, to LL Cool J, to Kool Moe Dee, to KRS-One, Boogie Down Production. It was just so much. And I just started soaking everything in.
So are you paying royalties?
To
Muna?
Oh yeah, he keeps bragging. He did it yesterday night. He did it yesterday night again. He said, yo, listen, bro, you don't talk about me enough.
Talking about you right now, bro. All right, we're talking about you right now.
We are.
All right.
He said, it's just, I played a huge role in your life. Like, why don't you just tell them that I write your lyrics too?
He's gonna be like, after this episode, he's gonna be like, yo, no, go and watch my brother's episode on Drinks with Killz. That show is mad. Yes. Go to 7 minutes and 42 seconds.
Yeah, he spoke about me
what he said,
and my ghostwriting abilities.
So that's did he ever try to write for you?
Nah, but he always used to tell me. When I started rolling with the Thorobreds, like years later.
How did that even happen?
That was uni.
No, but he started telling you what?
No, he started telling me. He said, "Yo, you need to make money from these records, man." You know, like he was like the cricket in my ear. So he'll come to me and be like, "I like what Nigga Roy is doing." You know, he's
okay. So this is after he has seen the progress that you are making.
Absolutely.
He's not like, cha-ching.
Yeah. And it's like, you need to bring it back home a bit. You need to the guys, the lay guys that are not lyrically inclined, that don't quite think this deep. They need to, and that's how you know that you've crossed into the mainstream.
Yeah.
So, but then, you know, the Breads, we were very inspired by a lot of
Let's talk about that.
golden era New York hip
Let's
hop.
talk about that. Yeah, me too. But,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
When we met you, it became a fraternity because you knew everything we knew. You listened to everything that we listened to. I met the late B-Elect in uni.
May his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest in perfect peace. Just the other day, I was looking at a picture of your last EP.
Bro,
We were chilling
the
at
album listening.
I think it was at Bollywood.
You don't understand what happens to me, not to digress. Every time, Google is a great friend. Google Photos is a great friend, but sometimes they bring memories with a chook.
I know.
I know. Saw pictures from that day.
Pulls it up. I can't forget. Ice Prince was there. Praise was in the court. And then BLX was Gideon. When we're flexing, we were happy. Jimmy, and we were happy. Jimmy was having such a laugh. He was high as hell, but he was having a laugh, you know. And B said to me, you know, like, look at how relaxed we are now. We're not under immense pressure to do it. This is we've become OGs in the sense of the word. Yeah. You know, Killz is lying down on this nice, you know, pharaoh type Egyptian tent, chilling. His EP is just dropped. We're having drinks. The atmosphere is amazing. Beautiful women. Nobody's stressing.
Everybody's just here in a good time.
No, we're just having a good time and celebrating life. You know. So I met B in uni. B was an OG though. He came from another department, veterinary medicine, and ended up in fine arts. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's a huge
He never wanted to do
like me, microbiology to theater.
To French or theater arts.
Theater art. A little bit of my business management.
And so I met him. So my man, my very good friend, my brother MGB, had told me, yo, there's this dude in fine arts, man. Like he's like a walking encyclopedia. He's like an encyclopedia for hip hop. Like you need to hook up with him. And B, maybe because B was older than us, you know, coming from vet med, I think he moved at 4th year or 5th year. So he moved over to fine arts and started all over again.
And this was where?
This was UNN, University of Nigeria and Nsukka. Yes, I'd gotten into uni by then.
Okay.
So I went up to him and I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Your MGB said you've got like loads and loads of tapes and CDs. And he was like, yeah. So he just handed me a mag. He just handed me a magazine called Rap Pages. It was like a newspaper.
Yeah.
And I was used to the softer write-on, black beat, the Sauce. The Sauce looked like, the Sauce looked like the hardest magazine that he just gave me these papers and I looked at the cover and he was like, do you know the guy on the cover? I'm like, no, he said, that's DJ Premier. And next to him is Guru. And next to him is Shaheem the Rugged Child. Do you know these guys? I'm like, no, I don't. But I know Dog Pound and Dr. Dre. And because I was very West Coast inclined. And then he started schooling me. So we took a walk. So it was like an OG to a youngin. So he was telling me like, you know, your music, you need to use the BRO skill when you write. Beats, rhyme, and originality. You need to understand what you're rhyming about, your influences. Are you sampling jazz music or so? So I was totally confused, Killz, because
like, this one don't give me work.
No, this one is too much headache. I didn't even know where to start. 90% of the guys he knew, I didn't know them. Because growing up in the East, we weren't privy to a lot of hip hop.
Yeah, you only got what you got.
Yeah, you just had what you had. And then all my friends in uni were Lagos boys. So whenever they would come back to school, they would make tapes for me. Tapes from Ray Power.
Okay.
Not even from record stores. Tapes from Ray Power.
So from the radio.
So it was radio. So, no, but on radio.
You got the jams.
I started to hear stuff.
Yes, no.
And I started to hear the Tribesmen. I started to hear Rough, Rugged, and Raw. The Remedies. All of that was Paul Play. And then I started to say to myself, oh, wow. So there's like an enclave somewhere else. So Lagos, you can actually make original music.
Yeah, and there are people doing it.
And people are doing it, you know. So, and B-Elect made sure he got me all those tapes. And then he told me, listen, man, when you finish from uni, maybe you should, you know, come over to Lagos. Maybe your dreams might just be a lot more valid and easier to achieve if you come to Lagos. So I tweaked my youth service. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to feel sorry about that.
Let's skip that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I found myself in Lagos.
Yes.
And then came here and just started out from here. And then I met Amaka in uni. Amaka is Elajo's older sister.
Yeah,
and Amaka just saw me. I'm like, wow, you need to come over to Lagos. You need to meet my brother. My brother makes beats, and he's a beatboxer. He's an MC as well. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I met Ella while I was in NYSC camp. I met B-Elect as well. Obi-Wan and I had been in a smaller group called Coal City's Finest, CCF. We had rapped all through uni. Yeah, like we attained legendary status if there's stuff like that in the South.
You were the known ones.
Yes, and we were driven about coming to Lagos as well. Lagos is like New York, man. When you live in Alabama, and
I believe it. I believe it.
And you're trying to come over to New York to make it. And then I got in here, and then we just sat one day in B's little apartment and just found out that we had interest in the same kind of music. Yeah. Which was hip hop, jazz, soul. And we decided, okay, why not just get together as a collective and just make some records and see how it sounds. And that's how that entire Thoroughbred movement, thank you, bro. That's how that entire Thoroughbred movement started.
That's crazy. Yeah. So you were actually, this is news to me, because in my own memory and the information that I had at the time, my assumption, because it's obviously an assumption now that I know the truth. Yeah. My assumption was the Thoroughbreds were friends with you.
Nah.
And then you now came back from London.
Yeah.
And you were kind of like the prodigal son returns type of thing. Like, do you understand? This is the picture that I had in my head since then, till now. Yeah. You get. And then you now came back, and then you kind of saw how the Thoroughbreds were moving.
Yeah.
And you were like, that's cool and all, but I want to move different. So you moved different.
Yeah.
And you just did your own thing solo. Because the whole time you were about to come back to Lagos, I was under the impression from the different info that this is Thoroughbreds about to be rejuvenated. You thought it was Joe, but Illbliss.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? And then Bliss came back and was like, that Igbo boy.
Chilling in the club buying drinks.
Anyhow.
But you know what, bro?
But you knew that.
You know the first place I saw you?
Where was the first place you saw?
Ladbroke Groove. Notting Hill Carnival. Just beside Shepherd's Bush.
2006?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
That was the first time I saw you. And I'd been living in England for almost 2 years by then. Because, okay, let me rewind you a bit. When I came into Lagos for service, I became a banker.
Okay.
So I started serving in a bank. That's what my youth service posting was.
I can see it, actually. I can see it.
Can you see me in the tie?
A gray one.
I'm going to send you some pictures so that when you say this, you slap the picture at this point. Edit.
That's it.
I'm going to send you some pictures so you see the banking
So we'll post it in.
Bro, I came into Lagos with my man's MGB from UNN. We didn't know our left from our right.
Yeah, can you spin the camera and show who you just spoke about?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because who he just spoke about is in the building. You know what I mean?
So I had to bring him on Killz' show, man, because I knew it would be a huge reunion. So when we came in here, we didn't know half of the thing. We didn't know what to do. We know we had just graduated. We were in camp. The Mami market was live as hell, man. So many girls from different unis, you know. So we're just macking, just chasing skirts.
Overwhelmed by the new world.
We are free.
Give you some free.
We are free. Like, we've got like 10K Alawi every week or every other week. So we're chilling. Back then.
That was money.
Killz, that was a lot of cash. We were in the Mami market turning up, being thankful for life. And then I met some girl in camp, and I'll chase her in the evening. We'll go out, have drinks. She'll blow my money, or I'll blow my money, thinking I was marking. And free me in the mornings. I wouldn't even see her. So one day I saw her in the evening. I'm like, where do you always go in the morning? I'm always looking out for you on the parade ground. She's like, oh, she went to write a test in town. I'm like, what kind of test? Say aptitude test. Oh, you don't have a job yet? I'm like, oh wow, I thought they were going to post us. to where we
So
would
she
serve.
schooled you.
Yeah, she's like, what school did you go to again? I say UNI. I said, all you do is read and read. Well, I went to such and such school, and I think you should try and get a job or get some jobs. I have a Zenith job. I have a KPMG job. And she had like 4 letters. No Killz that day. I sat with Biz. I got depressed. I'm like, bro, they're going to send us to schools. We're going to teach. And everybody dreaded that for youth service. So, and then she said, let's just go to town. Let's just go. The next day we got on a bus, yellow and black bus, and headed out to VI. And that's how I started writing tests. So I went to Diamond Bank, went to a couple banks, wrote tests, and then came back to camp. And that's how eventually they got back to me and said, okay, you passed this test, you need to come in for your like the physical test as well. And that's how I became a banker. And the reason why I became a banker was I didn't have anybody to take care of me in Lagos. So I came in here and I needed to start making money from the jump.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up in the bank.
That's crazy.
So while we were our thoroughbred years, I was the one that was privileged to work. So I could pay. The first single we ever put out was a song called Street Hop. Yeah. Street Hop was to shoot the video and everything. I had to foot the bill because I was the one working and everything.
You get money now.
Yeah. So, and then Amaka and Ella were still in school, so it was pretty much me, MGB will put together our little salaries then and just make things work. Yeah. And Obi-Wan as well. Obi-Wan now finished from uni. He did a 5-year course. I did a 4-year course. So when he came in here, I told him, get a bank job, bro, so that you can take care of yourself, pay for your sessions. Obi has always been a singer, but he was a singer that could rap. I mean, he could also rap. So
dance.
Yeah, and dance. So when he met up the Breads, he was like, okay, this is a bit too hardcore for me, though. But I mean, since
I can blend.
It's a collective. We could blend. So we just kept making our individual records.
Sorry, they say I interrupt a lot, but it's part of gisting.
Yeah.
You just reminded me that I did a song with Obi-Wan.
You did?
Yeah.
What's the name of the record?
I don't remember. But it's me, Obi-Wan, and I think Vector just reminded me. Jonah the Monarch.
For real?
I think so.
A song like...
I'm not going to rest until I find that song now. Yeah, we did a jam together.
For real?
Yes.
Was it a love song?
No, it was a rap joint, yo. It was a rap joint. Sorry, not to digress. Let's go. Hi, boy. Now you go mention Obi-Wan. Shout out to Obi-Wan,
Shout out to Obi.
Obi, always doing his thing, man.
That's my day one, man, bro. Yeah. That's the first guy that told me, we should flip our lyrics in Igbo. And I'm like, they're not going to hear us, so. We're going to lag now. Are we not going to lag again? We're going to Lagos and let's rhyme in Pidgin. Because we were so scared of culture, of our culture and how we were going to imbibe it or infuse it with the music. Yeah. We had such a big record then in the South. It's called Ewo. So it's called Ewo. So Obi sang the chorus and I kicked the verses. But when we came here, we were like, okay, maybe we need to readapt this entire Coal City's Finest thing and become the Thorobreds. When we were transitioning to the Thorobreds, we didn't also know, we knew we were just hip hop heads. We knew Obi could sing, Amaka could sing, Ella was neck deep into hardcore hip hop music and rapping, but he also had a sense for music. It wasn't even just spitting the lyrics. The production, he knew how he wanted us to sound. He could beatbox and the producer would play. Yes. You understand? Yes. So we were kind of playing our roles. B was like the RZA of the group. So he was the one that was just telling everybody how to move because he was the oldest. Yeah. Me, I was the guy that was in the bank that could bring out money, and pay for things. So that's how Street Hop came. So I met you after Street Hop. Yeah. That's what 100%. Which is why you
100%.
Yeah,
Street Hop was already. I think Street Hop was on TV when I came back.
Oh yes. It was on MTV and it was on all the platforms.
Yeah, it was a huge I remember that video.
Yeah, it was a huge moment for us. Yeah. Shout out to Mendo. I don't know where Mendo is, but he gave us his 190 dance.
Wow, that's a name from A Blast from the Past.
And that's how we could shoot that video on the streets of Allen. Shout out to Efe Omorebwe. Efe directed that video for next to nothing.
Mad.
It's like we had so many people behind just trying to push us.
That's crazy. Efe.
Yeah.
Manager of Two Face, right? Now Music FA.
Now Music FA.
Was directing videos
Legendary
20 years
FA,
ago.
yes, and he was telling me the breads are different, but nobody's going to understand.
FA, you have to come on this show. You have to come on this show and talk. You need to come and talk.
He must. Yeah.
I don't tell you to make you book two Baba for me. You know, book up. Okay, I'm sorry. I realized that I should have booked you first. Come, brother.
Yeah. So that's how we became the Thorobreds.
That's dope.
Yeah. We made an album called Homegrown. It never dropped.
Okay.
Because I guess when I left, I guess some energy left. I left with some energy going to England.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I went to England was because my banking job, I left banking. And a few months afterwards, the bank I was working for collapsed.
Wow.
Yeah, so I moved and I went to England and I started grinding. My England stories are like for another episode of Drinks for Champs. It was golly though.
I can imagine.
It was golly
So
though.
okay. So let's leave the England trip alone and jump to the return from England.
Yeah.
So coming back from England.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I know some of the conversations you were having, like, vicariously through other people, but why don't you give us a little insight into like, what the mindset that you were in coming back to Nigeria?
Before I came back to Nigeria, I would get on the internet. Then it was MySpace, Facebook. Yeah.
Yahoo and MSN messengers.
Nairaland,
yes.
And then I saw your debut. I saw Ikechukwu signs with Storm Records.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I saw your debut, not even NATO. I hadn't read about NATO then. I mean, I saw WFA and I saw you had just signed with Storm. And then I met you at the Notting Hill Carnival. And
so we actually met.
Oh yeah, I met you, but you had so many girls around you at that point. You were the Playboy Bunny.
Did we meet? Forget that part.
Yeah.
Did we meet at the concert Gone outside, or did we meet at the show?
No, we met on the streets. We met. It was in front of a crib, and LG the Don was there.
Yes,
that's when he put out Return of the King.
Yes. So wait, we didn't meet at the concert Gone. You came to the house.
No, I came to the house.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, the house is it's not Finsbury Park.
No, it was Edgware Road.
It was Edgware Road.
Yeah, Marylebone, Old Marylebone. Yeah.
Yes, it was there. Then at the carnival Gone, I met you there. I met you there briefly. So
on that stoop that we all stood, absolutely. All of us.
Absolutely. In fact, I got there. They couldn't let me through. Security couldn't let me through. So I started waving.
Can you imagine?
And then I caught DJ T's eye.
And
DJ T just pulled me in. I said, Ili, what are you doing here? Where have you been? I'm like, yeah, I've been gone for a few years. Then he introduced me to Obi. And that's the first time I saw Obi Asika. He had a nice Storm t-shirt on. And then I saw everybody wearing the Storm t-shirt. And I'm like, the first time I ever saw...
It felt like a movement.
Yeah. I looked at it and I'm like, this is it. This is exactly what we've been craving for all our lives.
Yeah.
I saw you were filled with so much energy and, you know, I think you were trying to perform or something. So you were trying to just say hi and move on. And then I met NATO and a lot of other people. Everybody was in the building. Jimmy Jat, Sasha.
Yeah.
You know, so...
It was a dope one. It was
Don Jazzy.
Yeah.
So this was like
Jazzman Olofin.
Jazzman Olofin.
Yeah.
This was that era. It was
06.
It was 06.
That 06 Notting Hill Carnival is classic.
Oh yeah, Killz. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
then Obi said something to me. He said, "What are you still doing in London? Why don't you come home to Nigeria? Things have changed.
Yeah.
You know." And then that was part of the cue to make me say, "Okay, it's been real, London. Bye."
Yeah, no, I can just imagine. You saw the Storm Records.
Yeah.
Online, then you now
and then I met
run
them
into
a couple of weeks
and then chill with them, and then the boss of it is even telling
He's
you,
telling you, why don't you come home? Why don't you come?
It's God sent.
Killz is doing it. He's doing the left things, the left structures, the comfort zones from the States to come back here and get it done. You know, so and I had been trying to get back to Nigeria. I'd been trying to just quit because
just needed a reason.
That England life wasn't moving, man. I was just walking like a donkey. 4 jobs. 3 jobs sometimes, just never at home. You know?
Bro, this thing is deeper than you think. Oh. I'm telling you, because as I'm talking, I'm listening. And, you know, I know your story so well. So I'm saying to myself, this guy actually thinks all that God message was for him to come back to Storm Records to make music.
Yeah.
When it was really about to come back to Storm Records to meet your wife.
No, but you know what, Killz?
I met your wife before you get out.
No, that's not true.
It's true.
We were dating before I left.
When she started working out.
Nah, way before. When she was in Unilag.
Okay.
Yes.
I take it back. I didn't meet your wife.
No, God saw it. God saw it and said, let me bless you.
And bring you back together with where you belong.
Killz,
you belong.
Killz, it was crazy. Do you know?
That's deep. Oh.
Yeah. She was 7.
And then she was working at the record label.
Oh, yes.
That's the person that you had already been watching.
Absolutely.
Without her knowledge.
Without her knowledge. Yeah. Absolutely. Shout out to Solomon Shonaya. That was he got her that job. And shout out to also Mike Magic.
Shout out
that
to
introduced
Solomon.
Yes.
And this guy has. I knew this was going to happen today, but I didn't know it was going to happen like this. Shout out to Solomon Shonaya.
Yeah.
Who always had a crooked eye, but always got the job done.
He had the job
All
done.
right? Always got the job done.
No, so was.
You just said
guy.
another name.
Mike Magic?
Mike
The
freaking
Amazing.
Magic.
No, we need to add Mike the Amazing.
Where the hell is Mike
Mike lives in Maryland. He lives in Maryland. Yes,
What's he doing
Maryland,
out there?
Maryland.
I live in Maryland too somehow.
Nah, Mike is gone. Mike is in real estate. Mike is in like neck deep into real estate. He's always selling houses.
Real estate is where the money is at, especially in Maryland.
Yeah, he's the king of foreclosures. That's what I call him.
Yeah, he's flipping foreclosure houses.
That's him.
Homes.
So Mike's he's got 2 kids. You know, he's married to Malia, and they're good. They're beautiful.
He's married to Malian?
Yeah, Malia. That's the wife's name.
Oh, okay. I thought you said a Malian.
No, Malia is Malia. That's her name. Amazing people. Close, very close friends of ours. So, so when I came back,
you know who looks like Mike Magic?
No.
Bugo
Arinze.
Yeah. Look at them in your head.
I can see it. I can see it. You're right, same complexion.
As you just said Mike Magic, I saw him and then as I saw him, I saw
just
Bugo.
a bit calmer than Bugo.
He's what? Yeah.
A bit calmer.
Yeah.
Bugo is on the money, man. Bugo vibrates.
Bugo don't even pick my call anymore.
How? Why?
Bugo don't move, go Texas. Bugo, they run YouTube, everything. I call Bugo. I'm like, nigga. I call Bugo again.
I saw Bugo at Simi's listening. And he said, oh, I just landed. I'm like, every time I see you.
He just landed. I was in London. I was talking to Kamal. He said, Bugo just landed.
Yeah.
I called Bugo. Bugo don't pick.
No, they're not lying. They just landed.
Now I know how people used to feel when I used to say that.
I just came back.
Yo, I just landed.
I just got back.
Yo, give me like 10 minutes. Yo, I'm going to call you back. I just landed. Yo, I'm at the airport. Yo, I just landed.
Killz is crazy. Do you know, it's funny because I've been hearing about Clarence Peters from my boy Ella. Ella was like, man, Clarence
by the way, Ella is Ella Joe from the Thorobreds.
Ella Joe from the Thorobreds, yeah. And he introduced me to Clarence as well and said, listen, Storm is giving Clarence a chance to shoot, you know, he'll shoot for Killz. He already shot for Diary, and Killz just came in and got on the Diary record. You know, so everything started to look...
story.
Sorry?
I said that was a deep story. Me and Diary talked about it. That was a deep story.
Yeah. And for me, this was everything that we had fantasized about in our Thoroughbred days, and now it was happening. Yeah. So your efforts at Storm, your efforts, NATO's efforts, your collective success gave us a lot of hope. Because we started as an independent label. We weren't even a label. We were just a collective, a bunch of friends that were making music together and just trying to find their way through the waters, the terrains of Nigerian music. We were leftists. So then hip hop was in very embryonic stages. You know, nobody could give you a chance. I mean, the mainstream was the mainstream. Then they looked down on everybody else as, okay, you are experimental, you're leftist, you're not commercial.
What they now call Ote.
Absolutely. So could we be the godfathers of Ote music, so
could
to speak? You know,
where did it come from now?
Yeah, true. And so from then, it just it became clear that you could because we looked at Storm like Def Jam.
Mm.
That's how I used to look at you like, okay, so
That's crazy because Obi modeled Storm
oh wow.
like Def Jam.
Oh
He
wow.
would always
I
speak
didn't
about
even
Russell
know this.
Simmons.
I didn't
He would
even
always
know this.
feel like, he, to the best, like, Obi and I, we had a lot of talks. Like over a short period, we became very, very, very close. Like, and I do know that he has met Russell Simmons.
Mhm.
I do know he has DJ'd some events like when he was younger,
Yeah.
still going to Eden College. Like,
Yeah.
I hope I'm not mixing the info.
Yeah.
But Obi used to throw parties back then
Oh, yeah.
as a DJ.
Oh,
That's
yes.
why he prides himself as a DJ
As a
and stuff like
DJ.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though his skills don't what towards the end. But for what it's worth, there was some kind of a relationship there,
Yeah.
and he prided himself as the quote unquote Russell Simmons of Nigeria.
Of the Nigerian
Yes,
contemporary
that's
music scene.
entertainment. I don't want to say Nigeria. I want to say
Yeah.
Africa in whole because that's how he used to handle it. I mean, Obi and I have had our differences and stuff, but at the end of the day, what he did for the industry back then,
Yeah. Yeah. And just off looking at you guys and watching how the machinery grew, even while I was out of the country, the Breads were recipients, the Thorobreds were
Obi
recipients.
carried the breads on his neck.
Oh yeah.
You know that, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
So like when I was listening to you talking about the Breads about to sign to Storm Records and all that, that was actually a real thing.
Yeah.
Because like I remember having arguments with me. I used to feel like I was an executive in Storm Records because that was actually supposed to be what the deal was, but
Yeah.
it didn't really feel like that after a while. But in that moment, feeling that way, I used to question or aka tackle,
yeah.
bros, as far how far with the Breads now?
Yeah.
They give them shirt. Every time we with the other shirts,
You will make for them.
you go make for them. You understand? You go home they do promo for Storm Records. You go even put Thorobreds sometimes on top of the shirt itself. You understand? How
True.
far now?
True.
Right.
You know what kills them?
Yeah. No, but I think he actually his intentions
Yeah, it was
were to bring, the fold together, but it just
always
never
been-
manifested.
Obi's, I feel like Obi's always had like a big heart towards people. In that Storm building, that's the first time I met an Asa Asika. It's a proper youngin trying to squeeze into the car with you and Nato and go on the road. Just, and
Youngest in charge.
yeah.
We've always called him that. Now he's not young anymore. He's a grown-ass man.
He's a grown-ass
He's
man.
supposed to unborn self.
With loads of beard and hopefully loads of money. So
Yes.
so I looked at him and
Money he deserves, actually.
absolutely. Absolutely. Because he's
Money where he chop slap on top.
yeah. When I look at it and I'm like, how would anybody ever touch
I got
this boy?
pictures, bro. I'll show you when we finish. With his chubby cheeks.
You're trying to discredit my man.
No, never. Discrediting him is discrediting myself.
True though.
Yeah,
True
100%.
True though.
I'll never discredit
True
Asa.
though.
Asa is one of the most, he's one of the most original, successful stories in the industry.
Yeah.
Like very, and trial and tribulation laden.
True.
You understand?
True.
So yeah.
True.
You have
He's
to
got his own war stripes. Shout out
people don't
to
actually
Asa.
even know
Nah.
like what Asa has been through. Asa is definitely gonna come on this show because Asa had people think sometimes you go to see person from outside, you go to believe say now one way where the team be.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Asa is far from a trust fund baby. Oh.
Really?
You see what I talk? You see what I talk?
That kid looks like Drake.
Do you understand? So people they always assume certain things. Sika money day, this one, that one, that one.
But one thing I know is
when
that
he comes on this show, that nigga, I hope he tells the story.
he will tell his
I
story.
hope he does.
Asa's
Because Asa has been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking shit. So everything that he's getting right now, he deserves and more.
plus
Yeah.
more.
Shout out to his sister Adele and Aiden, the rest of the fam.
The fam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got back from England and I sat with Obi again and told, okay, boss, so I'm back. I have a bunch of records.
I remember that meeting.
What do we do?
Ikeja.
Yeah. But there was always something. Yeah. Show by Rebiodo. That was the Storm HQ at that point. Yeah. So, but I came back from England with I came back and I found out a lot of my friends hadn't made any money or hadn't made more money in the business. I looked around, I saw the guys that were the rappers, they were still stuck on the same spot. And then I said to the Breads, I said, we need to try and move differently. So, and then I was struggling with life. I was struggling with coming back to this country years later. The game had changed. I didn't come back from England with a lot of money. I hooked up with my girlfriend, then girlfriend that eventually became my wife, Chiso, and then we were trying to get married. And I'm like, and then I'm trying to make music. Yes, I wasn't broke.
No, it's not. Yeah, boy, come on. You know what I mean.
If you now do the wedding, you now won't have money.
You know what I mean. That's in the brokenness.
So I just looked at it and I'm like, okay, so I've been gone for this number of years.
You still got to stand like a man.
Yeah. So I kept looking at it. Okay, so what do we do next? Then I sat back again. I was living in some little room with MGB in somewhere off near Landmark, that Water Corporation Road. So I was just holding up there, just trying to sort things out. And just one night, I was just listening to a lot of Nigerian music on my headphones, and I just said to myself, something needs to change about your brand. Something needs to go in a totally different direction.
Commercial.
You need to commercialize parts of you if you're going to find money, or you might just leave this music thing alone.
And go and face.
Bro, I had rhyme pads here, laptop here, and Wednesday, this day newspaper here, circling
job opportunities.
And then amending my CVs and saying, what are you going to do? Then I remembered a conversation I had with the late Lotana Odezwe, aka Biglo, that I had with him when I was in uni. So Biglo was a microbiology in UNN. I think he was like a set or two sets below me. Mm-hmm. But Biglo he always used to come back from Lagos. He was producing then. So he would come back and be like, yo, bro. He had a raspy voice. He was like, yo, bro. That was your boy. That was your boy. I know that was your boy. And then he said, bro.
Yo, you can listen. No.
He said, your music, the two coded. All the two coded one. You need to bring it to a level where they can understand it. I'm like, Big, I'm not changing Jack. This was finally, and I was like, it need to inspire. It is. Lotana was a character. And he kept saying the same thing. He kept saying, in the art is some comedy. I'm from Surulere. I know how this thing works. The streets. Oh, yeah, streets in it. So at that point, I said to myself that something needed to change. How was I going to add the comedy? I'd always been inspired by a lot of 90s golden era boom bap music. My brand was stuck in between Jay, Nas, a little bit of Tupac in terms of revolutionary topics, in terms of social change and all of that.
So you were kind of sort of like all over the place, if you want to be real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this part of your life that was happening was forcing you to get direction.
Absolutely. So I was asking myself, so where is the money? Young man, you're back in Lagos again, and you need to find a way to get this music on and popping. So
as a hustler.
Yeah. So I'm just there, just right there on the floor, writing. Awkward, Igbo boy, no beats. So I'm like,
that's where you were going this whole time. Oh, snap. Oh, shit.
Yes, that's how
it came.
That's how it came, Killz. Because I'm like, okay, I've gone to that point where you need to soften this thing. Oh, God, the Breads, we were revered. Like, I could remember shows where we would be performing and some very known comedian pulled off a chord from, I'll tell you his name. I mean, we made up and we're good afterwards, but...
Does it start with a J?
No.
Okay,
no, not it.
Because the way you did it, I thought it was so...
No.
I've just set myself
it starts with a G.
Only one person get J for that industry.
Yeah, it starts with a G. Yeah.
With a what?
I mean, with a G.
Oh, G.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, his big brother now, and we've gone, that's been years.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't even remember. Like when I told him and I said, do you remember you pulled the plug on us at the Nigezie launch? Because they said, okay, it's time for the Breads to get on stage. And then we got on stage. And that was around the same time our good friend Mode 9 was coming from Abuja to settle in Lagos. So Mona will go on and perform Elbow Room. The crowd will be
Elbow
mad.
Room.
The crowd will be like, what kind of music? We feel some sort of way. Killz. That's how we always felt when we got on stage and Ella will come and perform Make Room and we will perform Street Hop. And all of a sudden, the energy in the room would change. And I think I could see it in their eyes. It was always like, so Nigerian boys can actually rap like this, can actually come and control the crowd with a song that is not a pop record.
Yes.
So I remember I sat and I wrote that record and I wrote, I wrote Chilling in the Club Buying Drinks Anyhow. It was the producer, Frenzy, that chopped it up. And that's the boss. Let's mess with it.
Frenzy.
Chilling. Frenzy is good. I spoke to him last month or 2 months. I'm not sure he doesn't produce as much as he used to, but I just told him, just send me some beats. Let me even see if you become whack or you become, and he is far from whack.
I'm sure.
Frenzy is still dope.
Why would he stop being dope, bro?
And I remember then, because in fact, when I came back from England, wifey said to me, there's a kid that lives down the street from us in Yaba. I need to go check him out. His name is Frenzy. His beats are mad. So
yeah, Frenzy was one of the popular go-to producers.
Absolutely.
You understand? He can never be whack. He can never be whack. If you get to that kind of level, it's like saying that because Scott Storch went broke and made a lot of bad decisions, it's like he's whack in production.
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
Now
absolutely.
you failed there.
Nah, I don't think Frenzy made bad decisions. I think he has a farm or something.
I'm sure. So he can't be whack.
Yeah.
Frenzy was sick. This is his name, Seth.
Yeah. He went ahead to do epic things after working with me. He went ahead to produce for P Square.
There you go.
A lot of records.
Frenzy,
he made
come
a lot
on
of
now.
Very successful.
Remember
records.
that name? You can say I'm reacting self.
Yeah.
From a name from back then. Come on now. Remember the name rang bells.
Yes.
Let's not play.
Yes, it does.
Forget.
So I think I knew I was going to queue up at Storm. And that wasn't what I wanted because I looked at the queue and the room was filled with stars.
Yeah.
You know, and I looked at it and I'm saying, oh.
Yeah. You're right. That time you came back.
No,
they had gone on a signing.
Oh my God, it was a spree. It was a spree. And then I looked at it and I'm like, nah, I'm going to go. Then we'll meet up later because Killz, this is how I've found any success in this business. I would holler at my man, MGB, and I'll say, bro, I'm going to drop this records and I don't know where we're going, but I know the car is moving, but we're just going to drop it and then we'll chase it. I don't know how it feels to be a solo artist, but I'm going to try. So when I made that Igbo Boy record and Frenzy produced it, and then I made another record called You Go Wound.
I remember You Go Wound.
That had horns. I sent that record to you even before it came out. I sent it to you and you were like, I like it, you know, and so for me, it was like, okay, let me just move with these two records and see wherever the hell these records were going to take.
And they went.
And they just went. When I looked at them, I'm like, okay. And then I still had a 9 to 5 because...
You were still at the bank?
No, I had left bank. I didn't go back to banking when I came back. So I got a job at Planet One.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah. I got a job at Planet One.
I actually remember that.
Yeah. At Planet One.
I actually remember that your dirty pinstripe button-up shirts.
No, the shirts were nice.
Yeah, I get out.
Killz. The shirts were like Thomas Pink shirts. It
wasn't how guys.
Jeremy Street.
It wasn't how guys were trying to look at you, Sha.
48 pounds.
Guys wanted to see you in a t-shirt or a hoodie with a fitted.
I totally feel you. You are absolutely right on that.
But that had to happen then.
But I had those shirts on, and every time I would take a picture, I'll be like, "Look at you! You look like the manager of some sport. You don't look like the artist." Yeah, you don't look like the artist. So it was always, okay, so is that really you? Okay, is that really you? And let me even take you a little bit back to my days as a banker. So while I was rapping, I was in the closet. You couldn't come out and tell anybody you were a rapper as a banker.
Yes. They'll say you're on serious.
Fridays, dress down days, baggy jeans, crisp, butter-colored New York Timbs. My boss called me one day and said, Tobe,
the double sole or the single sole?
Oh, single. He said, sit down, we need to have a conversation. I'm appalled at your dress sense. I was in oil and gas.
Dress down Friday.
Yeah, dress down Friday. I was supposed to wear, at best Killz, I was supposed to just wear, maybe some khakis from Gap, some really safe loafers.
polo shirt.
And no, yes, a polo shirt, then talking and then have my phone. You know the way Ella Joe wears his phone earpiece? I was supposed to be that way. And I was the opposite. Those Timbs cost me 25 grand from Land of Plenty. That was the go-to shop.
LOP.
We need to give it up for LOP because
they're still there right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're still there.
They're still there right now.
What do they sell?
The same shit. I'm serious.
So there you go.
They're right there.
So I had to save Kofa Biomi.
Right around the corner from Mega Plaza. They're right there. LOP.
Oh wow.
I'm telling you.
I'm going back there. I wonder how it looks now. But I mean, I'll buy those Timbs from LOP. I'll sweat to buy those Timbs. And then I'll come to her. They'll be like, I'll be like, but I meet my targets. I'm dope at my job. They say, it's not just about the job. We're trying to mold you into being a classy banker.
And you're not molding.
And I'm like, no, it's not. This is one of the things I hated about banking. It was everybody looked too stiff. So I'm looking at it like, okay, no, this is not the environment for me. But I stuck in because I needed the money. So when I made that transition into working at Planet One and everything, I was like, what was I? I wasn't the events manager. I think
you were some type of a manager there.
As a project manager somewhere, and I did that job for a year plus, slightly over a year, and then moved to another company called Ultima Studios, which is where
in Lekki Phase 1.
Lekki, which is where I was now exposed to television. Yeah. Because they were producing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Project Fame, and which is where I sat back and understood how content could be created and how you could sell content, how you could own formatted shows, and get sponsors involved and everything. So while all this was happening, things were changing in my life. I was getting married. I came back and I married Chiso. The only reason why I came back to Nigeria, to be honest, was to marry. Because I have friends in England. They used to laugh at me.
You were one of those guys?
Yes. Yeah.
You went back to Nigeria to marry?
Yeah, you can take shots, man. I'll take it, man.
Nah, it's all good.
Just so that Chiso will watch this edition.
Yo, but bro, do you know how much of an issue this thing has been over the years? People returning from abroad to just marry.
Oh, I know.
It has taken there have been so many.
I know Killz. But you know what? What it was I wasn't going to settle down in England to get married.
No, I feel you.
I didn't find, it wasn't even an option, so I just felt, okay, you've seen we want to marry, you guys are engaged, just try and make it happen. But the only part that hurt was I didn't come back with shitloads of money based on the Igbo boy to come and close down the streets. Yes, but I came back. And you know the beautiful part? There were walks that I took with her from Storm down that road past Insight in GRA, just going home. And then she'd be like...
After the roundabout, yeah.
Yes, after the roundabout. And then you'd be walking and she'd be like, babes, do you still have money? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm good. And then she'll squeeze her salary into my hand. Oh, wow. Why do you... He said, take the salary, cut it. I have savings, so cut. You used to send me money when you were in England. As I was saving it. So till now, anytime that I try to be a jerk or I try to be...
I will beat you.
They will remember. I know you beat me first.
I will beat
There's
you.
a couple other niggas
in fact, I'm going to call you and tell her, look, next time, you tell him something. I don't even care if it's serious fight. And he says, Mba. Let me know.
Let me know.
Let me know.
So she held me down, Killz, when I ran.
That's real. That's Bonnie and Clyde right there.
Bro, when I ran out of money, man, and I was too proud to speak on it, and I wasn't making money from music, and the Breads were not making any money.
Yeah. Your shorty held you down.
Yeah, and she's like, oh,
dude, you're a real G. I've always known you're a real G. No, let's not get it twisted because I know the way I said that might be insinuating something. I've always known you as a real G.
Thank you, my brother.
But this one where you just drop this lamba, there are a lot of Niger guys that have actually gone through that.
Oh yeah.
That will never admit it.
No.
There are some that will even paint a picture of the complete opposite. To feel manly or
I came back and I took the game. Which game?
I think in the world that I live in my own reality.
Yeah.
Right. I believe that for a man to be able to say, yo, my woman held me down.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I ain't have it at that point. I was going through it.
Yeah.
Shorty held me down.
Absolutely.
Yo, this
Because there's no shame in that.
There's no shame in it, but
Yeah.
men, there are a lot of men that believe there's shame in it, and a lot of women
Yeah.
that will force the men to believe there's
To
shame
believe
in
that.
it because in the world that we live in
Thank
today,
God for the queens in our lives.
You must-
Thank God that the queens that God sent into our lives are here for the right purpose, are here for the long run. They're not here for the glitz.
100%.
So when I came in, I decided that Okwa, that Igbo boy Lamba, that I needed to just run with it. Remember, I wasn't rapping in Igbo.
Mm-mm.
It was just the chorus that just
It's
said
just your
Okwa.
intonation
It was just the intonation.
that gave off that you're
I was still
Igbo
scared
boy.
to rhyme in Igbo
Mm.
because then there was nobody in the space doing it.
No, there was,
Somebody
but he hadn't gone the way that we wanted it. We wanted to be
Absolutely.
commercial. We didn't want to be
Absolutely.
restricted.
And we didn't want to be local. We didn't want to be...
That's the restriction.
Yes, the restriction.
Yeah.
We didn't want to be buzzing in Enugu and Anambra.
And they're not buzzing in Lagos and Kaduna.
Exactly.
Or London
Abuja
or South
or
Africa.
London. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when I ran into you guys at Storm, that's the first thing that hit me. The first time I saw you, I heard NATO, I heard you. It just struck me that this guy is this is the next level of the Igbo-ness.
Mm.
This is the international Igbo-ness. The guys that were born in the United States and they came back here and they can identify with the culture. So today I was with the cavemen last month. We're trying to make
I love those boys.
And I told him, I said, your Igbo is so flawed. Like your Igbo is here and there. You're not even pronouncing
But there's
the
no
words right.
sense.
Nobody is more Eastern.
Do you understand?
Nobody carries the Southeast on their backs.
Mhm.
Those boys have some books. Like whenever I go to their library, I'm seeing there was a country, Chinua Achebe, the Ojuku's memoirs. Bro, I'm looking
very,
at their
very
library.
invested in
Bro,
who they are and where they came
are
from.
absolutely very entrenched in the language. From them, I just said to myself, I said, and years ago, they would say, NATO's Igbo is like Botarish Igbo. They would say, Killz can even speak. But NATO, I've seen people hang NATO for, why is he Igbo and he's not identifying? Why can't he say it on the records? But with the cavemen, I just saw, it was like you guys all over again, but this time around, Kingsley would tell you, yes, we know the Igbo is flawed now. We know we're singing everything, even the mistakes is inside the music.
Yeah.
Because
guess what, bro?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. It's only in Nigeria that you find that your people will yap you.
Oh, yeah.
Or look down on you.
Look down on you.
For attempting to speak your language.
Speak the language. So true.
Whereas South America, let's pick a random country, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Right? I've had Puerto Rican friends that grew up in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And Puerto Rican friends that have not seen Puerto Rico yet. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Grew up in New York City.
New York.
Yeah. Some they speak Puerto Rican the same way the local people will never come up from Puerto Rico, they speak Puerto Rican. And then some learn their Puerto Rican in New York.
In New York.
From their parents and from random
people
here and there.
Yeah.
So you can, like, if you're Puerto Rican, you can tell the difference.
True.
If you're not Puerto Rican, you might be able to tell the difference, but to you, all join.
True.
You get me?
True.
So they interact with each other and they're proud of each other when they say, oh, you're trying, you're learning. Oh, let me help you.
Yeah.
See, you know?
That's
supportive. See this one.
That's supportive.
That's the talk. Nonsense. Where you go let that one? I'm like, come on here before we sell you, Joe. You know, all that kind of shit. It's like
it's crazy. It's quite it's disheartening to see that, and to see that it ever even came up in music, because all we were all trying to do was to expand the culture, was to sell the culture,
connect.
Just connect. That's
Connect.
all. That's what everybody was trying to do. We've always, and when I saw that in you guys, I just knew, okay, so we were not really wrong, because I came from the Southeast, and coming in here, all my raps were in English, Pidgin English, some Igbo sprinkles here and there, and
preaching to the choir.
Yeah. And I was scared stiff. When that Igbo boy came out, nobody was playing it that much. A lot of stations supported, but a lot of stations slept on it. One particular guy told me, this your Igbo agenda where they carry on Lagos. Nobody will listen to you.
Bro, they even talk to me and you supposed beef that time. Because remember, to me, they carry Igbo boy agenda.
I know.
They say we supposed beef.
They said some guy told me, he said, They're trying to steal your name. They're trying to steal your name. I say, what name exactly? Ikechukwu, Ili. What are they trying
Where
to
is
steal?
the name stealing?
He said, where is this? I said, but we're also Igbo. Do you realize that's our tribe?
They say it's Igbo boy. He says it's Igbo boy.
That man kills. Kills, you know the truth? The truth was...
I didn't even make song, I am an Igbo boy. No, I said I am a Niger boy.
I'm a Niger boy. And you see...
It's really that I said that Igbo boy.
Yes.
But yes, I made Igbo boy t-shirts. Yeah. Now, did I give... I mean, did we...
I got so many of them.
I don't get it, yeah.
I got so many of them. But it's, I guess we're ahead of our time. Which is why when Nigga Raw came to me...
I actually really don't think that's it.
What do you think it was?
I mean, yeah, I agree with you that we were ahead of our time, but I don't think that was the issue. I think that issue then is still an issue now.
Till now.
Yeah, where people just want to pitch people against each other.
Yeah.
That's just it. Seriously. Nigerians, we just like to...
We like conflict.
We like drama.
Yeah. Drama, conflicts. Yeah, nobody's happy until it's torn down.
And misery begets misery.
Nobody's is happy. When Nigga Raw called me and said there's this kid that produces, like he's from the Southeast. He said, bro, please listen to him. He's going to make beats for you. And I hooked up with the kid and he turns out to be Fino.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's like, so he came over to my office and we had a great conversation and then he started making beats, and sending to me. I was trying to transition to make my sophomore album then called Oga Boss. So I was just trying to look for something. I didn't know my first album. It was like a mixtape. I was just putting sounds together. I had Ayekbogo with Terry G, which by the way opened up the door for me majorly in the mainstream because when Lagos slept on that Igbo Boy record, the hip hop people accepted You Go Wundo, and then I made Ayekbogo.
Yeah, and people don't give Terry G his props.
No,
man.
they don't.
People do not give Terry G. It's very annoying too. It's very. Do you know how much work Terry G has put in?
Oh yeah.
Terry G was a superstar when I came back to Nigeria.
Yeah. It was already blown.
And remained a superstar while I was going through my journey.
Yeah.
I know people in Nigeria, they just like to forget people so quickly. Like, you go up.
But then Terry also, but then Killz, eh? No, you're not going to. Tissues for Killz, please. No, but Terry also needs to tell his story. Killz, the reason why you set up this platform, Drinks with Killz, is because you're trying to capture all the moments, all the hidden moments, all the overlooked moments, because Nigeria can like to just talk things underneath. So the kind of things we say on this show, people probably never heard it anywhere else, So it's about time for Terry to ring the bell and set up his platform and speak on it.
Real talk.
Terry's made classic R&B music.
Terry's made classic hits.
Yeah.
Back
to back.
To back.
Yeah, but Nigeria wants what it wants.
It's not just Nigeria; it's the world.
Yeah,
it's evolving at a supersonic rate right now, and
True.
It is what it is.
True.
We just have to keep adjusting and keep keeping up.
True.
Until we're tired of keeping up, and then it passes us by, Abby.
Yeah, and then I went on from there. Sophomore album, Fino produced a record called Anama Chikwano.
Mad.
And he made that record.
That record was big.
No, it was.
That record was big.
It was massive. It was very in your face. Exactly the way I wanted to be at that point. I was becoming comfortable with my Oga Boss persona.
Yeah.
And
Goretti was already up and running at that point.
It was running. It was running because
Goretti now waiting. You jumped because you spoke about the introduction or the discovery of Fino from your point of view.
Yeah.
You get me? Because he was already discovered, but your discovery in your life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you didn't get into how Goretti was created and utilized to manage both Chidinma and Fino.
Yeah.
And that actually helped bring them to the spotlight.
It did. Yes. It did a lot of work.
100,000%.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you utilized your relationship with Capital and Clarence Peters to be able to maximize
the potential of this artist.
Creating is easy, but maximizing on that creation is a different thing. And not everybody is capable of doing that or being successful at doing that. And you did that. You get me? So let's give those kudos where they're give those flowers where they're necessary.
Most definitely. Look, this is how Goretti came. So I was on my way to Alaba to meet up with a marketer called Obino.
Huh.
Don't grab your face.
Shout out to Obino.
Shout out to Obino, man. That was
and the rest of the pioneer Alaba boys.
Alaba boys, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they were a gift.
That was the only hope we had for
curse.
distribution.
Yes.
Yeah, at that point.
We like to look at them as a curse, but they were more of a gift at the point.
They got the music across.
They had the structure.
Yeah. They were the ones with the structure. This is way before Spotify.
Yep. They were distributors and promoters at the same time.
At the same time. They became record labels at some point. They were offering label support.
Yeah.
So Killz, I was on my way to Alaba. Tijo, Obino, Abu Ventures, Uba Pacific, Ike the Don.
When there 2 Abus?
No, there was one Abu.
No, there were 2 Abus.
AHPU.
There was one Abu that used to speak Igbo.
That's the one I know.
That's the one I know.
That's the one I know.
That was the main Abu.
Killz, that was the main one.
Yeah, okay.
There was a rumor that year that he gave Timaya a certain amount of money. We all lost
I think it was
mind.
10 or 12 or something
million.
like that. Back then.
It was like a shutdown.
That's like giving someone 50 or 70 million now.
Right now. I was on my way to Alaba. So I got a pen. And I was at a marker. So I was asking, okay, this CD, I need to write my name on the CD. I couldn't even print the CD. I just put the tracks on the CD and I was just looking, I said to myself, what am I going to write as the record label? And then I say, the Goretti Company. My wife's name is Maria Goretti. That's Chiso's middle name. That's a Catholic name.
Are you serious?
That's where the Goretti comes from.
Ladies and gentlemen. Focus right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you one of the greatest men ever lived. Illbliss.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you, my brother.
Where they carrying queen,
Bro,
in a manner.
That girl don't open doors for me, bro.
Nah, listen,
I say Maka in the back of a bus, down that Ojo Road, Killz. That's not a great experience. I was in that bus where I got to Alaba. I had written it, just put it in a case. I got to Obino. Obino was eating. So he just took the CD. He said, when you go there, put it on. Let's see what he needs to say.
Let's hear it.
So we put it on. I hadn't made Igbo Boy. I had all those tracks I recorded in England. They were like hardcore records, introspective records, beautiful lyricism, nice beats.
Oh, cool.
The guy listened. He said, change. He was eating abacha and some palm wine with his hand, The whole shop was crawling with people, running back and forth, arranging CDs. We only have 50,000. Now, we only got 80,000 copies, Then he now asked me a question. Do you want to sell music? I'm like, yeah. He said, he said, it's not with this one that you're doing now. And I said, I said, man, walk. Nobody will buy it. Nobody's going to buy it. To walk this market back and forth. Or let's say, let me print 5,000 copies for you. I print 5,000, I put it in the streets. I go, but is it this hip-hop, they sell. See this album, it don't day my hand. They move.
They move.
Bro, I moved from that to another marketer in another plaza.
Same story.
Then I called B-Elect. I said, B, I'm tired. I don't know what to do again. He said, go to, I think, Ubakason Plaza. I can't remember. Ask a guy called Ike the Don. So I sat with Ike. I got into his shop and the shop felt different.
Different P altogether. More skewed toward hip hop.
It was more skewed. He had rooftop MCs out at that point. He had a midlife crew. He had a Shaz Fest album. So I'm like, this guy's a bit cerebral. So I came in. He was eating, but not with his hands. And I'm not disrespecting Obino. But he had cutlery. So I'm like, who is this cutlery in Alaba?
Ladies and gentlemen, Illbliss.
I said, who eats a cutlery in Alaba? And I came in, Ike was reserved. And he was like, how far now? So we spoke. We didn't speak about the music. We just spoke about everything. I'm like, I know B. B now my guy. B used to supply me with gospel hip-hop CDs. I used to sell original CDs. Then I came into this market. Then he put my CD in and played it. I noticed he had the head bop.
Once the head bop kicks in.
Obino didn't have the head bop.
Nah. Obino
See, yeah, so, no, and then I'll drop a record that I thought would hit him. You just turn Killz, you know the move. You just and then he's checking his phone. The guy's calculating. The guy says, switch. He says switch. Banyo, bottom. Noise. I say my music is noisy.
Jesus.
That's a
Did the
marketer.
nigga
A&R.
did the nigga
my
just call
shit.
y'all? Did the nigga just call your shit?
Yeah. He said, in a sound kwaka Notorious B.I.G.
That's a mad prop. He doesn't even know it. He's using it as an insult.
It's a mad prop, but he was just telling me this shit is gonna move here. He said, in my head in Arab, maybe you go and ask Negaro or ask all these people, let them tell you. But I know they sell this kind of music. So
at that time, you know, say Negaro they sell.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, Raw was as hot as the gospel artist.
Okay.
It was as hot as the.
So if you're going to if this rap is the rap that you want to rap, you can make
it must come in that package. All that be like in that package.
100%.
Ike now told me, he said, bring those CDs. I brought them. He said I should bring out the first 10 CDs. He said these are mixed CDs that they come to drop in the shop. A combination of the hottest songs.
Look at in
Alaba. I should check the first 10.
Song listing.
I checked the first 10. He said, what is a common denominator? I said Terry G. They said, go and look for Terry G. So Killz.
Obino helped you there.
No, that wasn't Obino. That was Ike the Don.
Ike the Don, sorry.
No, but Obino's rejection pushed me to Ike.
So he indirectly, but Ike really helped you.
So Ike said, go and look for him. You need to find a way to connect to the street. Make it sing the chorus. This is A&R now. Make it sing the chorus.
You don't even know saying that A&R working they do.
How would you know? Yeah. These days when I see Ike, I'm like, Ike, man. I say, boss, we didn't know what we were doing,
If we had known.
Bro, I went and made a Yipbogo. I met Ike discreetly. It was like drug exchange. I met him at Apple Junction, Mega Chicken. I just came in and just met him. He just took the music, listened to it in the sky. Say, you
have arrived.
You need to make 3 more. I said, I don't know. I can only make 1.
One right now.
Then I was feeling crazy. I said, how do I explain to my thoroughbred militia?
These
boys that were spitting verses.
You can't even have this
back.
Conversation with Elajo.
I didn't show him the record. But
Elajo would look at it as like
Ella will look at it and say, this is good. I know where you're going, but this is not going to work. It's not going to work
for me. Yeah.
Bro, when I put out that record, I was half stepping. I wasn't sure. Thorobreds was my manager then. But
you were trying.
It couldn't last. That management deal couldn't last because I had a job at Planet One. Sometimes there will be shows, performances, interviews. I wouldn't be available because I was working. Bro, Killz, it was a difficult time juggling a 9 to 5.
And those shows, performances, interviews,
absolutely,
were free.
They were free.
Not payments.
They were free.
So you had to make that conscious decision.
A couple of them I broke in. I mean, I would go with the clothes all pressed out in the backpack. So one day I went to Rhythm. God bless his soul. May his soul rest in perfect peace. That was your man. Killz, that dude could go to war for you though. You didn't even need to be in the vicinity for him to say, Killz is going to come back. Killz is going to come back. Biggie was interviewing me on Afternoon Belts when they were still at Jakande or something. And so I got there and I couldn't change. I couldn't now do that change, wear the t-shirt and the teams and do the interview. So I just came in. I was wearing what I was wearing. The tie. I think, a tie.
You don't say no day on TV now, on a radio.
Yeah.
But he see you,
No, he saw me. So we're doing the interview. So some guys came in and I was like, man, we like this guy package, The guy all wears suits, just show for interview. They didn't know boss. I didn't have a chance to change. I was running late.
Yeah, it was just...
And that's when I became Oga Boss. That's when I now told myself, I seem to command some same level of respect with these dudes because I'm not dressed typically like an artist.
You're not like them.
Not like them. And Killz, I stopped wearing the t-shirts. I started now going with the whole regalia. And that's, and that's how I started to believe.
Yeah.
Hey, boss, I just here to,
Chapo.
Just do things and run things like Chapo. It's been a crazy journey, bro. So from that Ike the Don meeting, I now realized how the streets really worked. That hip-hop was in one space. Hip-hop in its purity and in its lyrical content and intelligence was in one form. But if you needed to make money from this business, because I could see 2 kinds of fans.
So would you say that the same way you're having like with this situation, how it just impromptu, spontaneous happened without planning and everything, would you say it was kind of like similar to the same way you've segued into acting? When
Kemi Adetiba reached out to me, she wanted there's something else she asked me to get done. And then in the process of the conversation, she said, Ili, there's a script that I'm about to shoot. And there's this Igbo guy, if I'm not going to tell you about it, just check your mail. And she sent the script. And I saw it KOB PDF. I didn't open it. I wasn't going to act. It wasn't part of the plan. Killz. Like, I always had a lot of admiration for you from the moment I heard you were doing stage and you were doing theater and Killz could act and, you know, you were like a triple threat. You understand? So.
But it never manifested till down the line. Down the line.
But your first CV that hit me was, man, don't even play. Killz has been on television. He's going to blow as an actor either way. I think this was Ella. I think Ella J was telling me, was giving me all this information. Then Waterbanger. Okay. You know, also told me about it. So, but in the back of my head, I always just wanted to make film. I wanted to produce. I'd grown up on some of the classics from Black cinema, from a Boys in the Hood. I saw how hard it was for New Line Pictures to give John Singleton money to shoot that film. And then I saw everything that came after it, from Poetic Justice, you know, to Menace to Society, to Inkwell. And as it was growing, hip hop was growing. And I was all the soundtracks, all the OSTs that I got used to growing up, you know, from right there to Waiting to Excel, to Boomerang, all of that stuff that was happening. And I always just saw it and I said, who do you want to be in all of this? I want to be a John Singleton, Jerry. I want to be like Ice Cube. I want to just collect money and shoot family comedies and do this. So when I went to Clarence, this was one of the initial reasons why I went to Capitol and I partnered with Clarence. Yeah. Because I could see his vision. And I met him on the set for Style, by the way. Style. Yes. Yeah. Style. And I just met him and I just said, this is where we should be going. I've always wanted television, but then it wasn't even an existing sector, so to speak. All of these amazing things happening for streaming, happening for theaters now, it was non-existent. But I always just felt like this is where I want to be. I want to be an owner. I don't necessarily want to be the artist, which is why when I was a banker and Ben Bruce walked into my bank one of the days and said he wanted to build a cinema, nobody in the risk department or in marketing understood what the F he was talking about. Then he pointed from out of the window and saying, you see that street, Solomon Close? You see that place that's cordoned off with zinc? That's my property. And I'm going to put a cinema right there. I didn't understand what he was talking about.
So we got to wrap up. So
we need an episode. We need another episode.
Yeah, we will get another episode. Guaranteed. Yeah. I guarantee you that. We will get another episode.
Yeah.
But I want to highlight something.
I didn't finish with King of Boys.
I
just kind of segued. But yeah, so Kemi and I started talking about acting and everything. And I just didn't feel right doing it because I didn't want it to look like I was transitioning or trying to run away from music into film. I wanted it to be on my own terms. Yeah. You understand? She kept pushing and I didn't answer her. Stopped picking her calls at some point. So for about 3-4 months.
Our sister.
Kemi will come and be like, nah, I don't know what to tell her. And then one day I opened that script and read it.
And you're like, oh,
and I'm like, shit. And they've shot this film. Hi, this character for just badass.
And you thought they were already gone. They had already shot you.
And I called her, call of shame. Hey, Kemi, what's up? She says, I'm not talking to you, Illbliss. I said, what happened? Did you shoot the movie? I'm so sorry. I've been so occupied, in quote. And then she said, we haven't shot it. Been trying to cast. I can't find anybody to. I said, send me the contract. Send me the contract. And so she sent me the contract. And then I sat back and I looked at the script properly. His name wasn't always Odogu Male. His name was Daddy Mac. So I'm also going to send you the script so that edit, take notes, so that we're going to superimpose it here.
Did you come up with Odogu Male?
I called MGB.
Odogu!
I called MGB
Ishigidia. Because guess what? Daddy Mac.
Nah. No, I told him, Kemi, this name is Whack. But do you know the amazing thing?
She's very open.
She said, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead and look for what do we call him?
Odogu Male.
And I called the Southeast. I called, said, Biz, what's good? He said, we did. I said, I need names. Just guys in the hood randomly running things, probably traveled and made money abroad. And maybe now gave me some names. Or there were some gangster names though. But when I saw Odogu Male, Odogu Malaysia, I now sent it to Kemi. Kemi looked at the names. I said, what does Malay mean?
Now, G-boy,
no,
on the
Kemi,
movement.
yes,
How can you not know?
No, Kemi's bougie like that. She said, no. But
Kemi is not bougie, too bougie. But she's very bougie, but she's not bougie. She's both sides of the coin.
She's on her New York shit, And when she wears all those Wu-Tang t-shirts, and I'm like, but you didn't know what Malay meant.
Yeah.
She said,
she didn't catch it. She didn't catch it. Yeah, not that she didn't know. She just didn't catch it.
Then she said, oh, that's the name. So shout out to my man's Biz, man. He gave me the expo.
That's what's up.
So I now took the card, and I gave it to Kemi and said, I like it. And the whole crew, we like it, man. So you are officially Odogu Malay.
Boom.
And that's how that guy got birthed.
That's mad.
I got on set.
I wish he didn't die.
Yeah. I remember when you called me with the band. Shout out to you guys. It was so much love. And
bro,
like I had tears in my eyes. I'm like,
no,
like I really made an impact.
Man. Look, see, I think I said it on the call. I was going to call you before that call. Yeah.
You didn't tell me that he was going to be on the call.
No, but I had to gist him.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
It was that, Odogu Malay.
Bro, that shit is scary. It's so scary. The acceptance, bro.
Do you understand?
I know. It did so much for my brand. It's crazy. I go for school run to pick up my daughter, and it becomes a photo shoot.
Yeah.
I'm just coming in there quietly.
Trying
I don't
to do
want
your
attention.
Thing, be a daddy,
like,
drop off his daughter.
Me, it can't be Odogu Malay because you need to walk around with a gang of guys.
Are you here?
I'm like, it's really me.
It's me.
And the mother goes like, God. Wait, no. I need to call my husband. He's a big fan. Darling, guess who I'm with? Your guy, Odogu Malay. And half of the time, I'm in a trance.
Yeah. Because it's new.
It's crazy.
It's different.
And they're all giving me script. This is what you're going to do. You didn't die. A ritual of some sort. This is a mother, a random human being.
Has now brought you back to life because we cannot lose you, Odogu.
No, we can't.
We can't lose you, Odogu.
They say, no, you and Makanaki queued up. And
see, Makanaki, if anybody should die, it's Makanaki. Odogu, you are not supposed to die. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You should see the death threats.
Talk to that Kemio. She should not vex. She should not allow us vex for her.
You said everything. I don't even need to say anything else.
I know.
Killz, guys were calling me from Ojota, Ugudu Axis. Baba, how far now? You know as it be now. Baba, you fuck up, child. How you go? This was from part 1.
Now you're no longer Illbliss.
What?
You are Odogu.
Killz, I have 10 projects as a hip-hop artist.
Yeah, Odogu Malay.
Odogu Malay. I'm sure same shit happened to you with acting.
Bro,
I'm sure you're
It's not just acting. It's something that has transcended from the music industry.
Yeah.
Every single hit song that you have had has become your name.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
Live.
Yeah.
From My Name is Ikechukwu.
Yeah.
To Shooby-Dooby-Doo, you know my B, to Wind and Well, to Like You, to Bilioto, Now is the Time, Critical. Anytime when they see me anywhere.
Hey, Critical!
Bro, do you know how many people have called me Okechukwu? But they know the song title. They know the song. Oh, Critical!
Oh, Critical!
Now is the time to know. Shooby-Dooby-Doo. Got me. Anything for your boss. I You are never, so you are Anamachikwano.
Bro.
You are Ogabos, you are Ili Chapo.
Oh,
Jesus.
They have too much.
That's got to be the most fucked up name to be called in Lagos.
Bankala.
Because the minute one person shouts your name.
Bro, you step into a club, Baba Bankala to go down.
Toxic Baba name na Bankalat.
You are finished.
You're
I'm whipping out the money. As in, you're settling everybody because the bouncers, they've got their community. So tomorrow you see him at another event. And he's like, Baba, you remember me from Quillox now? You remember me from... So,
Baba, you know, try that night, too.
Baba,
you know, try that night, too. Baba, I'll go forgive you today, sir. I know say you go bless me. I'll go forgive you today. This guy. See, okay, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we are out of time. And I know it'd be like, say, we never even yarn because it's just the gist they go. We never touch topics. We haven't hit the ones that we want to hit, but I guarantee you, just like Vector and just like the band, there will be a part 2. All right. I just want to say a quick shout out to my man, Odogu Malay.
My brother.
AKA Illbliss.
My brother Killz. aka the investor.
Yes, boss. We didn't even get to that, but we will get to that in part 2.
We will get to that.
You know what I mean?
We will.
Thank you very much for coming through, bro.
Thank you, bro.
I appreciate you.
As a red cap chief, stop. This is
Nah.
You got the hip hop way. You got not late on.
So I didn't want.
Chief Ononako. God bless you, my brother.
God bless you.
God bless you,
Thank you for coming through, bro.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Too, because the way this is too much.
I know.
It's too much. I anticipated, but not on this level.
Even as detailed as we think we are.
I'm here holding myself for 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know, right?